This could be a massive checkmate from AMC's Aron to crush the shorts in their tracks and to cause a short squeeze that you will not forget anytime soon, aka the Moass. Let me just read you guys the title of this article, then we'll dive into this with my own personal opinions and get into some of the data that you would want to know. Quote, AMC's ape conversion settlement could lead to potentially massive $16 billion equity raise, says one analyst. Now, there's a lot of analysts that are starting to get more bullish on AMC after AMC agreed to settle with the Allegheny County Pension Fund, as well as some other small firms that were suing AMC in court to make this conversion potentially not happen. Now, $16 billion. That's a big number. We need to talk about that because if AMC even raised anything close to that, you're going to get a short squeeze that is on preposterous proportions. So let's get into it, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section if you have not already. If you haven't already, I don't know what you're doing. It is free 99. So let's go ahead and get into this. So AMC's ape conversion settlement paves the way for a huge equity raise that could bring in as much as $16 billion, according to B. Riley's analyst Eric Wold. The settlement, which was revealed in a filing Monday, opens the way for AMC Entertainment proposed conversion of AMC preferred ape units, or apes, into common stock alongside a 10-for-1 reverse stock split and the capacity to sell more shares. The move, which is part of the company's ongoing battle to eliminate debt, had faced court proceedings. Wold said that the settlement clears the decks for a potentially massive equity raise. Quote, should the conversion of ape units to AMC common shares be permitted to proceed, along with the increase in authorized common shares and a 1-for-10 reverse stock split, we continue to see a path, a positive path for the company to raise significant amounts of capital, he wrote in a note released Tuesday. Quote, at the recent trading price of AMC shares, accounting for after-market performance on Monday, this would indicate the potential for as much as $16 billion in equity to be raised by the company, Wold added. He says the movie theaters company's total aggregate principal debt was $4.9 billion at the end of 2022, down from $5.2 billion at the end of 2021. Last month, AMC shareholders voted in support for the company's proposal to convert AMC preferred equity units into shares of common stock in the company's in what the company's CEO, Aron, described as a landslide victory. Quote, although we had felt it would be difficult for the judge to rule against the validity of this vote, given the overwhelming support of shareholders, this now seems to be a moot point with the binding settlement announcement, Wold wrote. Quote, while we maintain our neutral rating and a $4.50 price target until final approval is granted and the conversion occurs, we still expect the prices of apes and AMC shares to converge. AMC describes itself as the largest movie theater company in the world with approximately 950 theaters and 10,500 screens across the globe. Now, what he means by there is $4.50, and they do expect the apes and AMC shares to converge, meaning that, one, they expect this conversion to actually happen, right? This conversion from ape into AMC, but they expect the share prices to become more in line. And $4.50 price target is about 50 cents off of where AMC is currently trading at. So that would in and of itself forecast a bounce from here. Now, you can't read into price targets all too much because these are usually 12-month out price targets. But if AMC raises $16 billion of capital or anything even close to that, the short case for AMC is over with. If AMC even raised $3 billion or $4 billion, that is huge, right? And good old buddy in the Discord, in the private trading community, he went on to point out that the number in which, when it is announced how much capital they're going to raise, that's bullish, right? And it's even more bullish when AMC announces what they are going to do with this money, and that is a Mario Plum in the private trading group. Shout out to you as well. Some very good comments over there, as well as everyone in that community. If you guys are watching this video, thank you guys for everything that you contribute and everything that you do. And if you guys want to join that, link down below in the description of this video. But nonetheless, what's AMC going to be able to do with that much money? Well, they're going to be a debt-free company. That's pretty well known at this point. But what they can also do is try to divest, try to move into different areas, right? That's like Nintendo. And if you guys have not heard this before, well, you're going to learn something today. Nintendo, we know them as this gaming company. They make Nintendo Switches, and they made the GameCube, and things like that, right? Well, Nintendo, I believe in the 80s, was a vacuum maker. They made vacuum cleaners. They made other knockoff products. But they reinvented themselves, they paid down their debt, and they went into different branches, which obviously paid out very well for them. And AMC would have the same potential to reach into different segments of potentially the movie business, or to completely divest into something else. Now, where you actually get the short squeeze out of this is, number one, like Mario Plum says, when you get the number that AMC is going to raise, that in and of itself probably gets you a big rally. And on top of that, what they plan to do with the money. Because if they do plan to pay down their debt, well, what's the whole reason why the 25% of the flow is sold short? Well, it's because AMC's got a lot of debt, and they're never going to be able to pay it off, and they're going to eventually go bankrupt, right? That's the short thesis from these shorts. Well, indeed, that is not the case if they raise anywhere close to that. So I think it makes a lot of sense from here, especially after today's 22% fall, to be long on APE and to be more excited than ever. And fun fact for everyone, just so everyone knows this, especially if you're watching this video and you don't know this already, but every time AMC has raised capital in the past, the stock has actually rallied because it crushes that short thesis. Now, that's going to be a very big deal once you actually get the announcement of this. You're probably going to see shorts running for the exit. After all, today, you would think shorts would start to cover on their short positions, right? Because the stock's down 22%. It's sitting close to a 52-week low. And it's overall, I mean, you've realized those gains that you were going to realize with this arbitrage trade. Like, you hit the arbitrage trade. The stock fell, APE rallied, and it's pretty much over from here. So, from every which direction that I try to look at this, it looks more bullish from here going ahead. And especially when it comes down to the historical performance of AMC after they raise capital, it makes a lot of sense why you would be bullish on AMC as of today. Now, if we take a look at the Ortex data, really briefly for you guys, the short interest of free float is sitting at 25.13%, up 0.06% on the day. The live short interest sitting at about 130 million shares that are sold short today, up about 75,000 on the day, with a cost to borrow average of 433%, cost to borrow max of 656%, and cost to borrow minimum at about 8%. Last real reading we got was around 400% for the cost to borrow minimum. Interactive Brokers has the cost to borrow rate right over here at 351%, and about 200,000 shares that are currently available for trading to be lent out. So when you actually look at AMC, right, it's hard to say how high we could squeeze, but I would imagine if AMC paid off all of their debt, even upon that announcement, you're going to see the short interest, it's at 25% right now. You're probably going to see that drop very quickly to less than 5%, where a normal stock would be, right? And that's even high. 5% short interest is very high for most companies. So I think that does give you a massive short squeeze. Now, once we get the reverse stock split as well, AMC stock is going to be a lot higher in price. So it's very difficult to say how high we could go here, but those losses will start to compound for the shorts that did not cover on their short positions very quickly and could completely blow them up, especially if they were a part of this arbitrage trade, short on AMC and long on APE, and did not get out of those short positions. That would be a disaster for them. So I think there is going to be a mad dash for the door. And even to see analysts now getting more bullish on AMC, more constructive on AMC, I think tells you a lot about the amount of capital that they are about to raise and what they can do with that capital. So this looks like a massive checkmate. Now, I know some people are not going to be happy about this. Some people are going to be happy about this. I like to give AMC and Aron the benefit of the doubt here because, after all, I mean, every time AMC has raised capital, the stock has rallied, and Aron also owns a lot of AMC. So I think ultimately he wants to see the Moass. And I think he's got his own way of doing things, but I do think he thinks this will cause the Moass as well, guys. So that is going to do it for this video. Leave your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you guys want to come join the private trading community, link down below in the description of this video. Nonetheless, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.